Good morning, boys and girls. We are on lesson 4, homework. Make sure you are turning to the correct page. We are on page 22. For the first problem, they asked me to circle each expression that is not equivalent to the expression in bold. So the word equivalent means equal. They're looking for an expression that is not equivalent, so not equal. So I am not going to choose something that is equivalent because that would not make sense. I'm going to choose something that is not equal. So the first one I see here says 37/19, right? So 37/19 is the same as the equation over here. So this one is fine, right? We're not going to circle that one. The second one, we have 30 times 19 minus 7 times 29. Obviously, these two are not the same. And the reason I know is because 30 times 19 is not going to give me 37. And 7 times 29 is not going to give me 19. So this is one of the equations that I am going to circle. Now I'm going to look at this one. We have 37 times 20 minus 1. I know that 20 minus 1 is equal to 19. So we have 37 times 19. And guess what? It is the same. So this one is fine. I am not going to circle it. Now, the one we have over here says 40 minus 2. We know that 40 minus 2 is equal to 38. And we have 38 times 19. This is 37. So that's not correct either, right? So I'm going to make sure I circle this one because it is not equal to the answer or to the equation we have here. So these are the two that are not equivalent and these are the two that are equivalent. Now I'm going to move on to problem B. Problem B says 26 times 35. Right here we have 35 26s. So what that means is you're multiplying 35 times 26. And this is equivalent. The numbers have been swapped, but they are the same. So I'm going to make sure that I leave that one alone. The next one I have here is 26 plus 30. I know that 26 plus 30 is not going to give me 26. And 26 plus 5 is not going to give me 35. So this question I am definitely going to circle. Now, for the next one, I have 26 times 30. 26 times 30 is not going to give me 26, and 26 times 5 is not going to give me 35. So what I'm going to do is, because this is not, I have 26 times 30, and I have 26 times 5, but I'm adding the numbers together, okay? So if I were to multiply 26 times 30, and 26 times 5, what I'm going to get is the same as 26 times 35, and I'm going to explain why to you. So, when I multiply 26 times 30, I am going to get 780, and when I multiply 26 times 5, what I'm going to get is 130. And 130 plus 780 is going to give me my answer of 910. And when you multiply 26 times 35, you are also going to get 910. So in this case, they are actually equivalent to each other. So I am going to make sure that I do not circle this one because they are equal to each other. Now on this one over here, we have 35 times 20 plus 60. When I add 20 plus 60, I am going to get 80 because 2 plus 6 is equal to 8. And then I add my 0, and I'm multiplying that times 35. 35 times 80. When I multiply 35 times 8, I am going to get 40, and then 8 times 3 plus 4. When I multiply that and add it together, I am going to get 280, right? Because 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. 28, and then I add a 0 at the end. So this one is also not equivalent because it is equal to 2,800. So I'm going to circle this one because it is not equivalent. I'm going to move this up. Now, for problem C, we have 34 times 89. So I am looking for the answer that is not equivalent. So right here, I know that I'm going to do parentheses. 80 plus 9 is equal to 89. And they are the same as the equation, so I'm not going to circle that one. Now for this one, we have 34 times 8 and we have 34 times 9. I know that's not going to be the same as when I multiply 34 times 89 because think about it. 34 times 8 is going to give me my answer of 272. And when I add 272 plus 34 times 9 is going to give me 306. When I add that together, I'm not going to get the same answer as 34 times 89. So I'm going to circle that one. Now for this one, we have 34 times 89 because 90 minus 1 is equal to 89. So this is the same. It's equivalent. I'm not going to circle it. I am only looking for answers that are not equivalent. Okay. Now we have 89 34s. So 89 34s means that you're multiplying 89 times 34. Okay. And this is the same. So that means that it is equivalent. I am not going to circle that one either because they are equivalent to each other. Now for problem 2, they asked me to solve using mental math. We're not going to be drawing a take diagram, but they asked you to do the first one to make sure to solve for all of them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure to solve for all of them. So right here, they asked me to think 20 50s minus 150. So I'm multiplying 20 times 50. Oh, you guys can't even see that. Let me move that a little bit. And it says right here, think 20 50s minus 150. So 20 50s means that I'm multiplying 20 times 50, and 150 means that I'm multiplying 1 times 50. Okay, now I'm going to multiply. 2 times 5 is equal to 10, and I'm adding my 2 zeros at the end, and that gives me 1,000. 1 times 50 is equal to 50, and they want me to subtract 1,000 minus 50. So I'm going to do that right here. 1,000 minus 50. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to regroup. My numbers are going to change to 9. 10 minus 0. Sorry, not 10 minus 0. 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. 9 minus 5. Or actually, this one is going to be 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. And bring down your 9. So you get 950 when you subtract 1,000 minus 50. So my final answer is that there are 19 50s, which is the same as saying 19 times 50. So on this side, we have think blank 26 times blank 26. So we have 11 times 26. So what I'm going to write is 1026 times 126. So when I multiply 10 times 26, what do I get? I get 260 because 26 times 1 is equal to 26. And then I add my 0 at the end. On this side, I have 126, so I'm just multiplying 1 times 26. 1 times 26 is equal to 26. So now I'm going to add those numbers together. I have 260 plus 26. I know that 0 plus 6 is equal to 6. 6 plus 2 is equal to 8. And bring down my 2, I get 286 as my final answer. So that means that I am going to have 1126. Because 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. Same thing over here. 20 minus 1 is equal to 19. That's where you're getting that from. Now, I am going to turn my page. Okay. For page 23, what they want you to do is you are going to work on the same problem. So right here we have 49 times 12. So I am writing down right here how many 12s minus 1 12. So I'm going to think 50 12s minus 1 12. So I have 50 times 12, and on the other side I have 1 times 12. Okay. So 50 times 12. 5 times 12 is equal to 60. And if you need to figure that out, you can also look at a multiplication chart. And I'm going to bring down my 0, which gives me 600. 1 times 12 is equal to 12. And then I'm going to subtract 600 minus 12. I know that 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. 6 changes into a 5, so my final